class. Here I am. It's Miss Vaseline, and I'm going to go over some first grade math strategies that we have learned in the classroom. So here's what we're going to review today. We're going to review the 10 frame. We're going to review the Rekenrek, and we're going to review the number bond. And then I will provide some at-home activities that you can try at home. So the first one is the 10 frame review. So remember, our 10 frame helps us to visually see how many boxes and how many I need to fill in. So for instance, I have 5 on the top on this one and 5 on the bottom. So I already know that it's always going to equal 10 if I have them all filled in. Right now I have my dots off to the side because they are not on my 10 frame. However, they will come on over in some other slides. So I'm going to work with the same subtraction problem because I know that you guys wanted to hear a little bit more about subtraction. So I'm going to show you the different ways I can solve this same problem and using the different math strategies. So as you noticed, all my chips or my dots are back on my 10 frame. Notice I have 5 on the top, that's filling the 5 at the top, and 4 in the bottom. That is making my 9. Okay. It wants me to take 4 away. So notice I have 1 empty spot, so I don't have 10, I have 9. So 5 on the top and 4 in the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to take 10 away. Take 4 away, sorry. So because I have 9 dots, I'm going to take 4 away. So there's 1 I'm taking away, 2 I'm taking away, 3 I'm taking away, 4 I'm taking away. That leaves me with 5. So now I have 5 on the top and now 0 on the bottom, but I took my 4 away. So that leaves me with the answer 5 because that's how many dots I have on my 10 frame. So some 10 frame activities you can try at home is you can continue to do what I just did, and that is called 10 frame addition or 10 frame subtraction, depending on if you're doing addition or subtraction. You can use markers, you can use Legos, you can use whatever you need to show that amount, pennies, to show a number, and then you can add or take away to change the number. Okay, you can also have some 10 frame cards, I believe, that you got too. You can also play 10 frame like memory. So I would shuffle them out, I would lay them out face down as you can see in the picture, and I can play it like memory. Remember, just like in the classroom, I can play to get to 10, so I can make a match to 10, or I can make a match that is the same. So 5 and 5 would be a match because if I have 5 on one card and 5 on one card, that would be a match. That also makes 10. So let me give you a different example. I could have 3 on one card and 3 on another card, and that would be a match. Or I can make it to a match of 10 if I would like to get to a different game. If I make a match, I get to keep the cards. If I don't make a match, I just turn them back over in someone else's turn. Or I can continue on if I'm playing by myself. So now I'm going to go review our Rekenrek. Remember, a Rekenrek helps us to develop our numbers in our brain. So create that number line in our brain. It also helps me to remember relationships that will help me as I get older, or as you get older, I should say, and as you go on in the grades. So notice I have 10 beads at the top, 5 red, 5 white, and I have 10 beads at the bottom, 5 red, 5 white, to make a total of 20 beads. 10 beads at the top, 10 beads on the bottom. So now I'm going to use my subtraction, and we're only going to use our top row for this one. So I still have that 9 minus 4. Notice how I've now moved 9 beads over. I could have put some at the top, some at the bottom if I wanted, but for this activity, I chose not to. So notice I've removed 5 red beads and 4 white beads. Notice that there's 1 white bead that is not moved over. I did not move it, so I only moved 9 beads. Notice on this slide, I still have the 5 red beads over there, but now I moved the 4 white beads over, and I didn't move them all the way over just so you could see the group of 4. So now I had 9 beads, and then I moved those 4 white beads, and that leaves me with 5 red beads still on the bus. All right, some Rekenrek activities that you can do at home. You can actually make your own Rekenrek with pony beads and pipe cleaners. You just need 2 pipe cleaners and 20 beads, 10 of each, 10 of one color and 10 of another color. My instructions say red and white. It doesn't have to be red and white. It could be purple and green. It can be yellow and blue. It can be any combination as long as they're 2 different colors. And then you just poke the pipe cleaner in the back and you tape it so the beads don't come off. And then you have your Rekenrek. You can also place, once you've made your Rekenrek, see it, slide it, where you say a number, you move that beads that amount, and then you say what you see. For instance, if I said 15, notice this person moved 5 red beads at the top and 2 white beads, 5 beads at 5 to make 7, and then 5 red beads at the bottom and 3 white beads to make 8, and that gave her 15. Notice that I can also say it like I see 5 red beads at the top and 5 red beads at the bottom to equal 10. So there I just made a 10. And now I have 2 white beads at the top and 3 white beads at the bottom to make 5. I know that 10 plus 5 equals 15. So those are some ways that you can do that, Rekenrek activities at home. All right, I'm going to move on to subtraction using a number bond. Remember, my number bond starts with the whole at the top, and then the 2 bottoms are the different parts that equal the whole, okay? And that helps me to break numbers or put them together. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to keep my same subtraction problem, so that will help you. And I'm going to put 9 at the top, because 9 is my whole. The whole is always the bigger number. So now I'm going to put that 4 down on the bottom. So then we know from our previous ones that we know 5 and 4 make 9. Now, if I didn't know that, I might know that 5 plus 5 equals 10. So therefore, 1 less would be 4. 5 plus 4. And there's my answer, 5. So some number bond activities at home that you can do is you can play the number bond card game, where you put out a number at the top and you find 2 numbers that would make that amount. You could also use Legos or counters down below. So I could put 10 out, and then I could put 5 red Legos and maybe say 6 actually, because that's 10. So I could put the number 10 out, and I could put 6 red Legos and 4 green Legos, and that would still make that number 10. So you can play it differently, or you can match the cards. You can also play, another game you can play is domino number bonds. This is something, all these games we've played in the classroom, where you take out a domino, and those are the 2 parts, and you have to figure out the whole. But you also could use dice, 1 dice, and use it as a whole and figure out the parts. Or you can use 2 dice, and those are the 2 parts, and you figure out the whole. Or you can come up with a number on your own and figure out how that would be. I know that you got cards in your last packet in packet 1, and so you could always flip a card, and that's your whole, and you also have to figure out the 2 parts. So in this video, I just reviewed 10 frame strategies on how to use a 10 frame, how to use the Rekenrek, and how to use the number bond. The number line will be in a different video. Bye, I hope this helps.